the Purple People Eaters. This was a defense back in the day, back in 1969, that was feared by pretty much everyone in the league. And continuing our series of the best defenses of all time, we're adding them to the 2024 Minnesota Vikings. And by the way, I got the player arts or profiles to work. So now they all work. Everything is perfect, as you can see. And yeah, it's kind of freaking crazy. But I still am working on like perfecting them so they look perfect. But this is what the actual players look like. And we have ourselves a very dangerous unit on defense. Starting off right away, Paul Krause. You probably know him if you play Madden Ultimate Team. He is a fan favorite in Ultimate Team. Mac B. We have West. We have Bryant. We have Hackbart. And we have Shirakman. We have Alan Page, of course, again from Ultimate Team. We have Lawson. We have Eller. We have Winston, Warlick, Riley, Kirby, and Kalusk. I'm going to butcher his name. But today, guys, we're going to see how good the Purple People Eaters can go and play and actually control in today's game. So again, just a little side note here, I do also have the player portraits here, which are all correct. I also have the colleges correct, the weight correct, their height correct, their player portrait items, everything correct. So just very dominant group, let's be honest, and we're going to see how good they can play. So first game of the season is going to be against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it is at home as well. So I think this Minnesota Vikings squad is going to be very happy to have their defense back. Not the defense last year that was kind of mid. I'm talking about an actual defense. Alright, first game. Wow, they actually scored a field goal. With all the dominant defense we have looked at so far, there's not been many who have allowed any points in the first half. And so far, only 2 field goals allowed, so they're doing their job just like they're supposed to be doing. And they allow 6 points in the first game of the year. 180 yards and 188 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. This might be the highest takeaway defense we have seen so far. 3 interceptions, 2 interceptions for the strong safety, 1 for the linebacker. In this game, let's go to Vikings. We had 3, 4, 5, 5.5, 6 sacks. 6 sacks and 3 interception. Okay, well, I don't think the NFL is ready for this. I mean, you guys see my videos. We have done LOB. We have done the, no-fly zone. The Steel Curtain, Pittsburgh Steelers of the 70s. The Baltimore Bullies, 2000 Ravens. We have done some dominant defense. 85 Bears yesterday. This defense, they're not, in my opinion, 85 Bears, right? Go then Baltimore Bullies. Steel Curtain, Baltimore Bullies. This defense is probably number 4. This defense is either number 3 or number 4, and it's difficult to really put them up there. But the Eagles are, wow, the Eagles are doing a number to them right now. 31 points in this game. Now my question is, how many interceptions does Kirko throw? He threw 1 interception. That's actually heavily surprising. 1 sack in that whole game and only 2 interceptions. That is, wow. I don't know. I just expected, some of these defenses, this is why I said, some of these defenses, they were not allowing any points we have done so far. But this defense is still dominant. I'm not trying to take anything away from them. The funny thing is, because this defense is from 1969, there's not as much detail about every single player. It's kind of funny when it comes to some legendary defenses. like, there's a lot of information about the key guys like Alan Page, Paul Krause. But then once you go down even deeper, like, for example, there's a guy named Stephen Smith. Not Steven Smith, or Steve Smith, which is obviously, Ravens guy, Panthers guy, wide receiver. There's actually a guy named Stephen Smith. And not much information about him, actually. Which I was actually heavily surprised, because he was actually a really prominent defensive end for this Purple People Eaters. But just isn't really much to talk about with him. And they lost 13-9. That's a very weird score. It looked like Kirk Cousins couldn't get the job done here. We had sacks 4, 5.5, 6.5, 7, 7.5 sacks in that game, and 1 interception. That should not be legal, man. This is definitely the highest turnover defense we've had so far, and number 2, the most sacks defense. This probably is going to be the best defense. I just have a feeling. I don't know why. I just had this weird feeling, especially with the offense. Vikings offense is somewhat okay. Better than the Bears. Better than the Steelers. We should be good. And they have an easy schedule. Man, the Vikings, how did they not make the playoffs this year? I'm like heavily surprised by that. Okay, Bryce Young has not scored on this defense yet. Still has not scored on the defense yet. Alright, he scored 3 points. And technically, he didn't score anything. His kicker scored. This game is 14-3, but 90% of that game was 7-3. We're just ruining Vikings fans' worlds. Like, they're happy that they got their defense back, but at the same time, they're like, bro, these games are gonna be insufferable. Imagine being a Vikings fan. You get your defense back, the best defense of all time, but you gotta go and watch these games and realize, holy crap, this defense just makes the offense seem worse than they actually are. It was like your offense, offense is mediocre. This defense makes it look like it's a 3-year-old child out there playing defense. Playing offense. Alright, Patrick Mahomes. Man, this is the test. This is the test. Alright. 3-0. Come on, Vikings offense. Every great defense we've had so far has played Patrick Mahomes. Every single great defense. And every single great defense, for the most part, got shredded by Patrick Mahomes. I think this was the best against Patrick Mahomes we have seen. Was this game right here. Vikings. 2, 4, 5.5, 7, 8, 9 sacks in one. That's the most we've had so far. 9 sacks against Patrick Mahomes and an interception, and they only win by 6 points. Or whatever it was, 7 points. That is crazy. I'm not surprised. They won by 11 points and had 9 sacks and an interception. Alright, I'm going to start simming from here. I'm not going to go into the games anymore. I'm just going to start simming from here, see how this goes. We beat the Bears 16-14. Okay. What's the next one we got here? Come on. Gotta keep these W's going up, man. We beat the 49ers 21-0. This is good. This is the most dominant defense. This is 1,000% the most dominant defense we've had so far. 6-3. How do we lose 6-3? That's an offensive problem, and we lose 17-7. 5-4 Broncos. We lost 3 in a row. What happened? Why are we collapsing? Okay, we beat the Bears. I'm coming out of our bye week. I just want to see where we're ranked defensively. So, offensively, with a 27th offense. That's sad. Defensively? What a number 1 defense. We allowed the least amount of yards by 100. Okay. And we had a bye week, so that's even better. We are the 5th against the pass. We allowed the least amount of rushing yards. The least amount of points by 50 points. We have the most sacks in the league by far. only 4 forced fumble recoveries, the second most interceptions. So this is the highest takeaway defense we've had so far. And actually, okay, I'm going to save the stats to the end of the video. But what I want to look at is the rest of the schedule and see what we're looking like. So we're going to beat the Raiders. I think we'll beat the Bengals. I think we'll beat the Lions, Packers, and Lions. Yeah, we should win out. I said that last video with the Bears defense, and we did. Well, won every game but one. Raiders game might be tough. We won 24-0. Now we play Joe Burrow. And we beat Joe Burrow. Now we play the 6-8 Lions. We played them twice. We beat the Lions. We played the Packers. And we beat the Packers. We play the Lions again. We beat the Lions again. And we got a bye week. We got a bye week in the playoffs. It's the first team that has a bye week in the playoffs so far of all these defenses we have done. And the reason why is because the offense usually are piss poor. But this offense was actually pretty damn good. Alright. How crazy. 15.5 sacks, 15.5, 10.5, 10, 7.5, 5. 7 interception for Cole. Makes about sense. We have 3 pick sixes in the game. 24 ranked offense. What was our defense? Number 1, baby. Number 1. The least amount of yards overall by 400 yards. We were the 5th in passing defense allowed. The best in rushing defense. We allowed the least amount of points by 100 points. We got the most sacks, and we beat the other guy by 38 sacks. We still only had 4 forced fumbles. I don't know why. We were not able to get forced fumbles. 3rd in interceptions, though. We didn't come in anywhere in the MVP race because, you know, this is how Madden works. For some reason, defensive players can win the MVP. But the problem is, the offensive players have to suck. Like, it is such a small, very slated bias when it comes to MVP awards in Madden, where it's like, if a running back has 1,200 yards, it's bet he's going to win an MVP over someone getting 9 interceptions in the season, which is crazy, but it's bias. All right, when they say it's an offense award, it's an offense award. So last time we played this team, we won 24-0. They could not score. They finally were able to score on our defense. But here's the problem. Our offense. Dude, the fact that they had 7 points since the first quarter, they scored 7. And they could not score again. That's a testament. Bro. Okay, hold up. Okay. No, it is that bad. Okay, never mind. At first, I was like, oh, wait, no, I had both selected, right? So it's probably, you know, both are selected. No, 8, 10, 11 sacks in that game. That defense had 11 sacks in one game. When they call them the Purple People Eaters, they're not kidding. That is a dominant defense. And don't get me wrong, we've had dominant defenses so far. You know, we look at the best in history so far. I don't even know, man. I don't even know what to say about that defense, because that defense is that's not human. That's an animal that needs to be, like, tamed. Cowboys? I don't even blame you at this point, Cowboys. If the Vikings had an offense, what the heck, bro? The Vikings have no offense. They're going to get shut out. They didn't get shut out. The fact that Vikings offense is so piss poor. That Vikings offense is so piss poor. Ain't no way that Vikings offense is this bad. 3 sacks, 1 interception. I now know why the Vikings didn't make the playoffs. Even without Kirko, their offense is just piss poor. Bro, I would feel sick to my stomach if I was a Vikings fan. You have literally the best defense of all time. It's not even like you almost... No, you have the best defense of all time. And you still can't win. You still can't win. Your offense is struggling. Chiefs won another Super Bowl. Not surprising. I think the only Alan Page won Rookie of the Year. The only person that would have stopped this Kansas City squad would have been the Purple People Eaters. And their offenses couldn't get the job done. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.